Other interesting political news, the Secret Service headquarters allegedly ordered agents not to request additional support at the Trump assassination attempt rally. Now, this comes to us thanks to Benny Johnson over on the X Twitter. And he says, quote, breaking Pennsylvania bombshell, a new whistleblower testimony obtained by Senator Hawley reveals that the Secret Service headquarters directed agents on the ground at the rally to not request additional resources as they would be denied. Almost reminds me of Hillary Clinton and Benghazi. Though I should say for the record, she's a honest, brilliant woman who's never done a corrupt thing in her life and not have a statistically impossible number of people around her who committed suicide, about 28 people. Just want to say for the record, she's totally not corrupt and evil, and I want to live life as long as possible and do not plan on prematurely ending it at any point. Just randomly, just wanted to throw that out there. Now, this is a little bit longer documentation, but go ahead and I'll pull it up so I can read that. Now, Benny Johnson also says this is smelling dirtier by the day. And this is from the Honorable Ronald Rowe Jr., Acting Director, U.S. Secret Service, says, quote, Dear Acting Director Rowe, I've received a new whistleblower allegations that again call into question your recent testimony before the Senate. One whistleblower with knowledge of the Secret Service planning for former President Trump's trip to Butler, Pennsylvania, alleges that officials at Secret Service headquarters encouraged the agents in charge of the trip not to request any additional security assets in its former manpower request, effectively denying these assets through informal means. Yet you have repeatedly suggested there's no security assets had been denied for the Butler event. You must explain this apparent contradiction immediately, unquote. Now, small sub note, I'll never, what was it, last week or a week ago? You had a local police officer from the Pennsylvania area where they're, after the incident, they were walking around in the body cam. He goes, yeah, we told the Secret Service to put guys on that roof and they didn't listen to us. And never forget, the head of the Secret Service, a former PepsiCo gal, when they asked her, why didn't you have a counter sniper on that roof? She said, it was because of an incline and we were worried about the safety of our counter snipers. A little slope to feed the Secret Service, according to her. Keep in mind, the same Secret Service had agents with snipers on different roofs with greater inclines. So my 3 cents used to be 2 cents, but 40-year hyperinflation, she's either corrupt or maybe she's a scapegoat. She wasn't fired fast. I thought she was going to be on paid leave for a year. She actually did voluntarily resign, interestingly enough. Now, going back to the letter to say, quote, according to the whistleblower, the lead advice agent for a protective trip typically submits a manpower request to the local field office. This normally includes the number of personnel and other security assets needed for the event, as is submitted to the U.S. Secret Service Office of Protection Operations and Manpower, of course they have an acronym OPO Manpower, for final approval. According to the allegations, officials within the office preemptively informed the Pittsburgh field office that the Butler rally was not going to receive any additional security resources because Trump is a former president and not the incumbent president or the vice president. According to the whistleblower, the manpower request did not include extra security resources because agents on the ground were told not to ask for them in the first place. Importantly, these resources include counter sniper teams and counter surveillance division personnel. According to the public reports, counter snipers were ultimately approved, but only the day prior to the event, leaving an insufficient amount of time to conduct a proper site assessment. I have previously written to you a separate whistleblower allegations to my office. The office of personnel from CSD would have handcuffed the gunman in the parking lot after he was spotted with a rangefinder, but they were not present that day. You stated never forget. So this guy, and again, we're here starting more evidence to the surface that he didn't act alone, but this kid, when I say kid, he's probably, I think he was in his 20s. He was, two things really stood out to me, and I'll get back to the substance in a second, but he flew a drone there, which, again, drones, unless you hack them, they can't fly in certain areas. They're called no-fly zones for many reasons. That's maybe one of them. Try taking enough, not legal advice, but saying, hypothetically, if you take a drone and try to fly it above an airport, it'll shut down. It won't go in there, because, again, it's virtually has like a virtual fence around it, rudimentarily speaking. So he was able to take a drone there, do a survey. Then he went there with a rangefinder, and then he just walked there with an AR-15 that did nothing. Now, they say, quote, you stated in the August 2nd press release, the CSD personnel support for former president details when requested, but these new allegations suggest that the CSD personnel, counter-sniper teams, and other critical safety assets were not included in the manpower request for the Butler trip because Secret Service officials told the requesting agents they would be denied. These allegations come despite your testimony to the contrary before the Senate of July 30th. When asked whether the former President Donald Trump's team had been denied resources, you stated, if you are talking about in Butler, Pennsylvania, all assets requested were approved. You also stated directly to me that you have been, quote, very transparent and forthcoming with Congress, but according to the allegations, you did not tell the full story. Your actions to place some field agents on leave are not enough. Again, another example of the ineptitudes of the public sector. No one's been fired from this, really? And you know they're getting paid. It's paid leave. It's got to be. It's how it always is. You had the gal voluntarily step down. They say, quote, these serious allegations suggest that the failure to protect the former president extended to top officials at the agency. You must answer the following questions immediately and publicly. 1. Who within the OPO manpower informed the Pittsburgh field and or agents in charge not to include additional security assets in the manpower request because they would be denied? Has the individual been disciplined? Or were they given a bonus of cash? I added that last part. Quote, which specific security assets were left out of the manpower request for the Butler's trip that prompted the Secret Service officials? 3. Did you have personal knowledge that the Secret Service officials had told the Pittsburgh field office to leave out additional resource security assets from the Butler manpower request when testified before the Senate? 4. Please provide a copy of the manpower request submitted to OPO manpower for the Butler trip. Sincerely, Josh Hawkins, United States Senator. Yep, that's pretty interesting. They're telling them, oh yeah, just don't even bother asking. They'll be denied. It's gonna be one of the biggest red flags I've heard about in a while. And hopefully this goes even more viral. It got 200,000 views and 10,000 likes. One of the first comments comes from Gunther Eagleman, who says, quote, this was a setup. People need to be held accountable, unquote, getting 256 likes. AKA says it was an inside job, getting 82 likes. American Papa Bear says, quote, the onion gets stinkier the more we peel back the layers, getting 32 likes. As far as 84 says, it's been dirty since day one, getting 72 likes. Blue Collar Patriot says, the deep state made their move, but they missed. God is good. I'm quote, getting 41 likes. Old School Eddie says, quote, there's a cover-up going on. There's so much more going on than the kid is taking a shot at the president, getting 45 likes. Here. Also have Southern FFA Family says he should have never been left out in Butler, just like yesterday, getting 8 likes. Manster says sometimes coincidences aren't coincidences at all, getting 5 likes. I say not any contrarian statements that I can see thus far. Oh yeah, there's a video from Quickie where actually, yeah. So we're supposed to believe the official story. Yeah, they just didn't realize this was happening. So like the people in the crowd saw the shooter and pointed him out, and yet the Secret Service did nothing for like, what was it? It was a clear line of sight for 3 minutes. Yeah, so there's a video of that got 3 likes. So interesting to see this story develop. At the end of the day, will we actually ever know the full story? I'm a little skeptical, but let me know. And then let me know in the comments, will we ever know the full story? And then do you think anyone in the Secret Service will ever be held accountable? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.